got a lot of access for the teams on the north, out to that west side as well. But I'm looking at Enigma Galaxy here, and I'm thinking they found themselves in a pretty solid spot, as have Four Thrives, GK as well, holding down that area, potentially be on to a winner. But Thundertalk, slap bang in the middle, might just have what they needed, because X-Force Rejects, they're down and out already. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Pot shots being taken towards RQ as well, with Alula finally making their push down. We had that split from either side of the squad of AGAL. And Alula being thrown into the blender. RQ attempting to get the shots on target. Fury, a third party, as Chief starts to strike. And they might be able to clean up onto this as well. Force the issue back onto Alula, following the damage they've taken from that investment, John.
Trying to recoup some losses, see if they can consolidate, re-engage a little bit stronger. That north side does need to conclude fast though, because the circle has just started closing. AGAL on the west edge, that slow west side swipe is going to work well for them in terms of staying alive, but the west insert maybe a little bit more tricky. Ooh. On board with Furia as they take a tumble, but it's 1-for-1.
R3. What can he do here? Closing the gap with the shot. He quick switch to the primary as well. Tracing not quite on point to get the back tag off as Fury do dip out. You can see the damage is already done. It's only a solo that barely might survive. Survive being the operative term, and not this time. A little away bye-bye to Furia as they are down and out.
And they say hello to the top 13 with that as well. The 7 eliminations they found, they are making that break for the survival stages here and now. In match 10, takes until double digits apparently, but an inch is as good as a mile when it comes to qualification. And that's what they're looking for. As far as they can go in this match, they will start to put a buffer between them and the 2 teams beneath them who have already been eliminated from this match, which is brilliant news for them. And they might be chasing down GK and potentially RRQ off this match.
Exactly, see how far you can force this one. Do not leave fate in the hands of the other squads that are nearby you, vying for survival within today's games here at PMWC. Give it your absolute all. Write history for yourself. We've got the POV of Force right now. There was that 2 split players at the further backside from Foops and Moxie that were watching the rear. They're going to move up onto him safely in the compound. AGAL not too far out either. And a whole lot quieter from Four Thrives, sitting pretty for some time. Alula, meanwhile, has been forced to fight. And it seems like, again, they are willing to do so. Brief opportunity to loot. Yasser further back. Vehicle taking some shots.
Do need to get Ailey done nice and quickly. It's just not going to be quite enough. Blazone takes him down. Some tags coming on through. And he will fall. Unfortunate there to lose one. But yeah, for Alula, this may be as far as they can go. I was hopeful that they could find something maybe against Ulf pushing in nice and quickly from that north side. But yeah, the doors are starting to close. The windows too, locked and bolted. They're going to have to smash something if they want to break their way through. Now in contest again, peeking over the ridgeline as KRX may have their attention diverted down to the south side.
Oh, they're so low though from the sustained damage they're taking from outside of the blue and the pot shots. Even with R3D getting that tag into the back of KRX, they don't have the gap closed to get in their face and convert from it. It's just one man left effectively. R3B, try as he might to get anything more here. At least make it a dire game for KRX. That was the closing play.
He does manage to get the knock onto Hoxie, and Binny, hang on a minute. Was he just, he's taken quite a hefty chunk out of the team there. KRX going to have to try and recoup something out of it, because they do only have 3 players now playing into the match. The circle's going to push them away from their position. Ulf on the north side is a major roadblock for them as well. This 2-1-1 split that Ulf are holding right now, it feels a little bit greedy, but with Eren on the oversight, they know those knocks will come out to the east side. With Kalsi on that west side, they're trying to guard out Orangutan. I think the Kalsi will be the first to move if it comes to it, but Eren also needs to jet on in. Once they consolidate in their position, they're going to have a pretty good time on the north edge.
GK getting backstabbed as well from Aurora. Good shots there to be able to split the squad into only 2 effective players remaining alive. AGAL hunkered themselves down towards the ditch after taking a few shots on target from Nigma. Ooh, backstab though. Joel gets eyes on Ralph. This could be interesting, John.
We've also got Goat Team out the southwest of this to potentially play spoilers to Nigma Galaxy if they get into it royal to the north side. Ralph also does need someone to move out and pick him up. The rest of the team are further out to the northwest, and it might just be too far for them to go. Giving up on their compound, that's a really tricky decision to make, and Aurora and Goat are going to fight for the opportunity to take down the rest of Nigma Galaxy.
The nade protocols have been good so far. Let's see if they can do it again. Aurora lining that one up. Good splash damage into the back. Force fighting from a distance. Moxie so low as Fuchs gets knocked. And Force living on a prayer there, but the double nade is enough to stop it. Only really Moxie that remains alive, but the nades don't stop, John.
Oh dear, that old Goat does need to try and stay alive as long as possible, but the bombardment continues, and Aurora stay alive with all 4 of their players. They're going to swing up towards the north side because Reefus is engaged now with GK over the top of the ridge. Doc wants to get stuck in too. Maybe a little bit more reticent now, though, as Reefus does have the challenge. Then forward Safji wins it, and Doc just wasn't there. The rest of Aurora, they weren't there either, and Reefus will be the price that they pay. But is there an answer? Is there retribution? Zjol looks to try and find one, but Geeke managed to get back behind the headland and aid on in. Let's see if it's good. It splits the difference, takes down one more, and Safji now fighting for his life.
Anything but safe in the position he's left in. Trying to clamber over the top of the bonnet. Low on health, about a quarter of his HP remaining. Shots on target as well to keep things uncomfortable. No moment of respite. No opportunity to catch your breath. Geeke gone. Silenced on this one from Aurora. But other sharks are in the water, John, and they smell that blood.
Eren out in the open, not going to matter though, because they've got backup. Doc takes a tumble. The knock is sent over their way. KRX are trying to scout out. Could maybe be dangerous for Ulf as they don't have their wits about, but I'm hoping that they do right now. They will try and maintain that control over the northern side. Thunderstorm Gaming have just been so quiet over the course of this whole match, Jackie. They've been in this position for a long, long time. They can stay there for a little bit longer, but I imagine you're going to have Aurora and Ulf on your doorstep pretty soon.
And that's not a collective that you want at your front door. It's going to get messy pretty quickly. Top with the eyes locked on as well for the exit side towards off. TTG just trying to keep their tails tucked between their legs, sitting pretty for at least an opportunity that's given to them. KRX that suffered heavy damage from that backstab. Lula making it uncomfortable did result in the downfall of Binny. So only a triple threat left. Vehicles for the rotate, but smoke coming out the bonnet.
Not the best of health, but you'll take it. It's the only thing on offer. KRX in probably the most difficult position here. Depending on their timing, though, because Fourth Thrives and Ulf are both going to have to move. The question is, where do they target? And if you can find a cheeky little insert into the back of a third-party fight, something like that, KRX might have a better time of it. But it looks like Ulf are much more preoccupied with clearing out that backstop because they haven't taken that move just yet. KRX might just be walking straight into the fight. They want to try and take it down, Jackie.
They want to get stuck into this one, battling down the ditch, but let's see if they can withstand the blows from Ulf. Scarface lines up one. Kaus buckles to Oxy. There's a reply from Falak as well from range onto QXX, who is able to steal away some points amongst the interaction between these two squads. Panic stations now for Ulf. They've got to play medic, John, and Fourth Thrives, their eyes are lighting up.
Fourth Thrives are already sending out. They are on the hunt. A Cypher and IQ following this one down to the bitter end. as only remnants of these two teams on the north side will still be in action, and Cypher is all too happy to take those points, push OG off the top spot as well, and they are back in first place. On board with them, they've got 4 players alive, playing from outside the circle. They'll need to find a route in.
Living the dream right now. Further damage done. Meanwhile, we switch over to the POV of Aurora. Nice nades on target. Satan takes the brunt of the damage. Ulf still attempting to fight versus 4 Prides, but they're silenced as they cut their way through them. Lord battles back on the top, up close. Ralph can't withstand the fight from Joel. Good play with a shotty, and he's got space to be able to calm this one down. John, tuck into the limited cover. AGAL from the sideline, though.
Oh, getting stuck in. Sure, why not? Aurora down to 1, just Joel remains. Doc is a goner. There is no way that he's going to get that player back up. Surely not. Has to try and play on this high ground. The zone will keep him in if he moves forwards to some of these trees, but going to stim up first, allow the blue zone to creep in. Doc, yeah, he's not coming back. That's going to be confirmed now. As AGAL will take that point. Coops, the solo for Enigma Galaxy, who ruined the day for 4 Thrives last time around. Let's see if he's going to do the same thing here, but they are on opposite sides of the circle. Might be a little bit harder. Cypher, though, wants to try and get all over this circle. It's not going to go well, though. They do take a tumble. Phalanx down 2.
Yeah, this is looking brutal now. 2 players removed. It's all on IQ. Brains of the operation as he sprints through the smokes, looking to get a lineup onto them. Shotgun special, but not enough to deliver the payload, John. AGAL withstand the fight, shut down 4 Thrives, and can they reset from this? No one in immediate vicinity to attack onto them. They might be able to reset cleanly. TTG advancing up onto Joel as well.
I finally found a second elimination. They can leave here. They are the only team with 4 players alive. The pickups coming through on the east side is going to potentially give them a threat here, but this flex out needs to go well. It's only against 1 player, but that 1 player is Joel. So we'll see if he's got anything left in the tank. They disengaged from it. Interesting. Prioritizing staying in the zone, I guess.
Yeah, for TTG as well, right? It feels like you're in such a risky position in terms of the overall standings. You've got to get out there and give us a little bit more of that confidence, but still trying to grind this one out all the way to the bitter end. Keep themselves in the contest of a fair 4-on-4 firefight, I suppose. Thinking about AGAL as more their big competition than risking it versus Joel.
I mean, that high ground would have been great to try and suppress the rotation from AGAL for them. I feel like there's a lot of merit in trying to keep that hilltop going for you. You're right, it could have been dangerous, but I don't think you're going to win tournaments if you don't like the danger. That's just not what's happening. AGAL making a cross gauge the duo from Enigma Galaxy, and that's how you want to hold. A nice little opening spray down, but 2 players unload right next to the compound. A third on the flip side as well. Maple looking to burn Lord out of position. Coops is half HP as well. Immediately catches him on the egress, and now Coops is looking for more, but what has he got left? Because Lord is down, and now Coops is the next to follow.
Really cleanly played there from Maple. Nice setup with the molly, instant switch to the rifle to hold the angle. Joel, meanwhile, has been crouching around all the commotion, but he's found Jimmy, dispatches him, and we get into that final 4-on-4 head-to-head. AGAL looking slightly more green around the gills with a single knock onto the roster, leaving them with an effective 3 to fight back versus TTG. Jimmy already got a bit of his power rising off the back of the knock onto Joel. What more can he do here? Nade's chucked out for defensive maneuvers. They're committing to get this res off, and there's no aggression to punish with the advantage.
But Nade's not quite connecting for Thunder Talk. This is sort of getting a little bit messy, but look at this flex out on the east side, sitting, trying to find an angle, but regrouped back in. They're sort of putting themselves on the northwest side of this circle, and not as much pressure as they might need. They do know the full lay of this fight, though. They know where all of these players are for AGAL, so the full information is there. They would hear those vehicles. They would spot the runouts coming through with Jimmy's angle there on the high ground. They might just be able to do something here. But 5 eliminations for AGAL, 3 eliminations for TTG. These are some fairly quiet games from these 2 potential winning candidates.
Scary as well, man, looking at the setup on the angle. I felt like that was your one opportunity, at least, where you had an advantage in the engagement. Now, as time ticks by, it was a nice setup from XEZ on the top side, just scanning over the periphery of the building. They've got nades to play with as well, so if you crash onto this, TTG are going to have a bumpy ride through, dumping some of the defensive utility out as well. A few Molotovs into the field.
trying to hold on to a little bit more for later on when you get closer, when you get forced into known nade range. Much more tricky to hit it around the buildings. I mean, when you don't quite know exactly where they are, you can argue that it would be good to put them in now and maybe find an opening knock against AGAL, but they're going to look to try and levy that later on. Liu getting rezzed up there was a massive benefit for them. It means that they have this outpost all the way on an off angle. It's covering off so much ground and limits Thundertalk's position really heavily. Not following through for that flush may have just been a crucial mistake for Thundertalk.
On the other side of the coin, it's a play that could pay dividends for AGAL. This is the worrying duo setup as well. Zone crunching in. We'll see if Maple's forced to advance over the hard cover towards the fence just as it stops on the mark. XCZ still looking on the top side for the pickup. Sitting on the door. That's the nades in as well, and you're starting to take damage here. The shoe could be on the other foot, John. It looks very uncomfortable from TTG. The double nade on target. Flower and Maple blowing away too. Suddenly you were at panic stations.
Down they go with their backs to the wall. What more have they got? It's all up to Xing for Thundertalk, but he does find an answer for one. Let's see if he's got any more. A 1 versus 4 would be necessary. He's going to start out well, but it's not going to go his way. Thundertalk cower on the northwest side. They just are too timorous to take that one down, and instead, AGAL take the top spot. 19 points, 9 eliminations. A nice close down for them.
A big result in the final fight, and it felt problematic. TTG paying for placements for so long, hoping that it would pay off, but that one moment, John, where it felt like you had a chance to commit to it. It was the biggest opener they found in the space of that 5-minute final game sequence. Didn't commit to it. Comes back to haunt them.
Absolutely. I mean, not committing to try and taking down Zhou's position out on that west side. I think that they could have done a lot more there to use that high ground. They would have been able to spot the AGAL run up towards the Enigma Galaxy duo. They would have been able to do so much more damage, maybe even flush Liu out, and then flex out towards the east side. They had such a massive opportunity to do that, with Sighting moving into that area earlier on. It felt like they kind of threw that one all the way, to be honest, Jackie. And when you're at the bottom of the tables, you need to be throwing caution to the winds, not throwing it into the bin.
Yeah, it's brutal, man, because obviously that's the thing, you know, it's everything to gain, nothing to lose in those kind of moments of how close we are towards the end of the day, too. Being down towards the bottom side of the standings, an opportunity presents itself, but the indifference there, that paralysis of just overthinking the situation twice towards the mid-game, and then, like you said, with the late game as well. Yeah, it feels like that's kind of the difference maker, man. You know, hindsight's 20/20, John, but in those moments, a new pair of glasses may be needed.
Absolutely, or at least contact, at the very least.
Yeah.
Because they need to be seeing clearly. Some shifts coming through towards the bottom of the tables as well. Some players, some teams rather, jumping up to try and get into the survival stages. A couple of our teams towards the top as well, making a bid to confirm themselves, to lock down one of those 5 direct Grand Finals qualification spots. So really interesting. Moving out of Erangel now, we're going to be moving over to Miramar. I'm very excited to see what our teams are going to bring to the table on this one. The desert is going to be more rotationally focused. We say that all the time, right? So hopefully, who has got the brains behind the ball?
Yeah, exactly. You're going to need that large IQ to help you get through these kind of games.